Here are the latest updates from the Pna Newsroom. President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. urged the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, or DPRK, to comply with the resolution of the United Nations Security Council. During the 41st ASEAN Summit retreat, the president expressed his concerns about the possibility of nuclear weapons becoming conventional weapons. In particular, he mentions the series of missile launches conducted by North Korea this year. Marcos called on the DPRK to comply with the relevant UN Security Council resolutions and to stabilize the situation in the region through continued dialogue and engagement among concerned parties. He said that if nuclear weapons become conventional weapons, it might urge others to unleash their nuclear weapons. The health department is looking into the increasing number of people diagnosed with diabetes in the country, which is said to be triggered by COVID-19. The press briefing, health officer in charge Maria Rosario Vergara confirmed the relationship between SARS-CoV-2 and diabetes, as individuals who contracted COVID-19 have a higher risk to develop diabetes. She also cited a study that indicates a 40% increased risk of incident diabetes among those who survived COVID-19. The Diabetes Philippines earlier raised a concern, noting that 1 out of 10 who had been infected with COVID-19 diagnosed with the said condition. The group also said that even a younger group is being diagnosed, with some of them in their 20s and 30s.
Dapat alam ng ating mga kababayan na may pagkakataon o risk tayo na magkaroon ng ganito. Pangalawa, of course, yung preventive programs natin for public health on diabetes, and also how we manage this kapag meron na ang mga pasyente natin. What would be most important would be, alam natin kung tayo ay may family history, halimbawa ng diabetes, halimbawa ay meron tayong increased risk of having this disease, medyo ang weight natin mataas, nandun na tayo sa more than 40. So mas mataas na yung risk natin for diabetes. Tapos pag nagkaroon pa tayo ng infection ng COVID-19, baka nadadagdagan pa yung risk natin. So tayo ay magpabakuna, tayo ay gumamit ng mask kapag kailangan natin magsuot ng mask para maiwasan ang COVID-19.
The Department of Education vows to focus on supporting the mental health of learners as the country celebrates the 30th National Children's Month. In a message, Vice President and Education Secretary Sara Duterte highlighted the importance of the DepEd and Child Protection Unit to increase health literacy and address bullying in schools. The Vice President and Education Chief also hailed the CPU's efforts to provide access to preventive care services and protection to children. Meantime, the DepEd will launch an information drive to push for the advocacy of children's rights. Duterte hopes the celebration of National Children's Month would encourage learners to grasp the importance both of their mental and physical health. The Department of Labor and Employment is assessing the current wage rates in the country to determine how they could cope with the rising inflation rate. Labor Secretary Bienvenido Laguesma noted that they will consider the positions of employers and workers to decide on suitable wage rates. He said the rise in the price of food and basic goods and services has impacted on the income and purchasing power of the workers, as well as on business costs of enterprises. Meantime, the DOLE will continue to use the existing tripartite wage mechanisms to help address the situation. Labor groups have called for a new round of wage hikes as inflation has cut down the true value of their wages. The inflation rate in October surged to 7.7%, the highest since the 7.8% recorded in December 2008. That's the latest on the biggest stories from the Pna Newsroom. For more news content, visit our webpage or head on to the Philippine News Agency's Facebook and Twitter accounts. We're also shown on the social media pages of the Office of the Press Secretary and Radyo Pilipinas RP1. I'm Stephanie Zavallano. We tell stories that inspire change.